Negotiations between the United States and Iran could return to Islamabad later this week, according to several diplomatic sources, days after the highest level talks between the two countries in decades ending without a breakthrough. Pakistan hosted direct negotiations between US and Iranian delegations in Islamabad over the weekend, the most senior engagement between the two sides since Iran's 1979 revolution. The talks ended Sunday without an agreement, but also without collapsing. According to Reuters, a source involved in the discussion said both countries could remain as early as the end of the week. According to Reuters, a source involved in the discussion said both countries could return as early as the end of the week, though no data has been confirmed. A senior Iranian source told Reuters that delegations have kept Friday through Sunday open for possible second round of talks. Pakistani officials also confirmed that Islamabad is working to bring the two sides back together. One senior Pakistani government official, quoted by Reuters, said Iran had responded positively to the idea of continuing negotiations. Another Pakistani source told AFP that Islamabad is trying to secure a second round of talks while also pushing to extend the current ceasefire. The truce brokered on April 8 followed weeks of fighting that began with US-Israeli attacks on Iran in late February. It is currently scheduled to expire on April 22. Officials familiar with back-channel exchanges told Dawn that intermediaries, including Pakistan, Turkey, and Egypt, are working to return Tehran and Washington to the negotiation table. The immediate goal, they said, is to extend the ceasefire to allow more time for diplomacy. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif confirmed these efforts during a meeting of the federal cabinet on Monday. According to the Prime Minister, full efforts are underway to resolve the crisis while the ceasefire continues to hold. Despite the diplomatic push, tensions remain high. The United States have moved towards enforcing a naval blockade targeting Iranian ports, a step Tehran has warned would violate the ceasefire agreement. Speaking to Fox News, US Vice President J.D. Vance told Washington had already presented what he described as its final and best offer during the Islamabad negotiations. Vance added that the United States has no flexibility on certain demands, including international control of Iran's enriched uranium and strict verification measures to prevent development of nuclear weapons. President Donald Trump also suggested that Iran remains eager to reach an agreement, telling reporters outside the White House that Iranian representatives had contacted Washington after the talks ended. Iranian officials, however, dispute that account. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said in a call with Saudi Arabia's foreign minister that the negotiations stalled because of what he described as excessive demands from the American side. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said Tehran remains open to dialogue, but only within what he called a framework of international law. Meanwhile, Pakistan has been working to build international support for diplomatic process. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Saqdar had held calls with counterparts in Britain, China, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt, urging all parties to maintain the ceasefire and continue negotiations. Diplomatic sources say intermediaries are now pushing for a 45-day extension of the truce to create space for further talks. There are still differences over the format and location of the next round. Iran is believed to prefer returning to Islamabad, while the US officials are reportedly considering alternative venues. Diplomatics say the priority for now is to keep negotiation alive before the ceasefire deadline approaches.